Hello everybody, this is General Yanis, and today in Death Card Tactics I'm going to be looking at the Land Raider and the point cuts that it has received. Warhammer community previewed that there will be a new point cost for the Land Raider and the lower cost, but is it enough to make the Land Raider a bit more useful for our armies? So let's get started. So today, the 29th of May, Warhammer community earlier this week revealed some point cuts for models from the upcoming chapter approved, and they put like a big article there and trying to make it like a big news. Land Raiders, Necro Immortals, Storm Speeders, Wraithguard and Wraithblades, and Gene Stealers all were seeming to be getting some point cuts. Could the point drop for the Land Raider make it an interesting choice? So, looking at the base stats of the Land Raider for Death Card now, from 285 points, the point cost will be reduced to 265. The Land Raider is a tough model with toughness 8, 16 wounds. It has contagions, but it's lacking an invul save and it's lacking a disgusting resilience. For the 265 points, you get the main weapons, which will be the 2x twin las cannons. So it will have 4 las cannon shots and 6 heavy twin heavy bolter shots. Expensive unit, still, even going from 285 down to 265 points. It's in this weird spot of being a tank, but also a transporter. It can transport 10 Death Guard infantry, the same transport capacity as a much cheaper Rhino. It could carry 5 Terminators or 5 Possessed. So here was from my previous analysis at 285 points, the point corrected damage output of the Land Raider, either with a standard loadout for 285 points or adding a Havoc launcher for 5 points more, 290 points. We can see that the Land Raider's shooting out damage output point corrected was quite low compared to some other choices in the Death Guard army, like the Plague Scroller or a Defiler, or the Contemptor, Leviathan, Dreadnoughts, the 30 Blowtron with Blight Launcher, but a Hellbrute with Multi-Melt and Missile, but a bit better, almost on par with Mephitic Blightholder for these point costs. At shorter range, the damage output was the same, but the ranking was lower as there are more units that can do damage at shorter range. So the Land Raider with the 285 points at least was quite lackluster in comparison to some of the others. And now with the 265 points, it's a bit improved. So 20 points cost reduction gives an increase of damage output of 7% point corrected. It's a bit of an improvement, but not enough to bring the Land Raider truly up and compete seriously with some of our other units for fire support. So we can just see the Land Raider still at average 2 wounds per 100 points against the General Yanis 31 simulated targets, so a bit better in the rankings, but far from being the top choices for fire support. Another issue with the Land Raider was the durability per point. For the 285 point base cost, we had the point corrected durability. That means how many shots from various weapons I typically analyze. How many shots will it take to kill 100 points? So point corrected, how many wounds are we putting on the table basically for these 100 points? And the Death Guard Land Raider at 285 points was at the low end of durability. So the best units were the Plague Scroller and then the other demon engines that have invul saves or cheaper, let's say, units that can take quite a lot of shots for their point costs. The 265 new point cost slightly improves the durability, moving the Death Guard, the Land Raider a bit up. So it's on par with the Defiler. Defiler is lacking disgusting resilience as well. So toughness 8 is quite good, 16 wound is good, but it's the lack of invul saves and disgusting resilience that brings it lower durability compared to our other units, and it's not at Demon Engine durability levels for its point cost, even with 265 points. So final thoughts and summary, the Land Raider was a hard sell to include in the Death Guard army at 285 points, and this is unfortunately still the case at 265 points. My conclusions are quite similar to my first video. As a cannon platform or as a damage dealer, it's simply not as efficient per point as other options we have, like the Plague Scroller, Defiler, Hellbrutes, Dreadnoughts, etc. The durability per points is still lower than our Demon Engines. As a transport unit, looking at one unit individually, it's quite sturdy. 16 wounds, toughness 8, ability to put the smoke screen out, but lacks the disgusting resilience and invul save, but it should be able to deliver its content safely versus most opponents. But it's limited in transporting the same amount of Plague Marines as a Rhino, but it can also transport Terminators and Possessed, but then only 5. So in that case, in that respect, a Terrax drill would be better to transport more models and deep strike them, and also adding more damage in short range and melee. So still, the Terminator could be, the Land Raider could be interesting as a niche unit if you like the model to have a combined transport, but I think for competitive lists, the Land Raider is still very far off being an interesting unit. So this concludes this short video. I'm really looking forward to see all the point updates from the chapter approved. So I will be following the forums and see when information comes, and I will analyze again any significant units that receive point increases or point cuts, and I will try to update my Hall of Fame for Death Guard units, and I'll also be looking at some of the other armies to see what's happening there. So please leave some comments what you think about the Land Raider for 265 points. If you like this video, please press like, subscribe to the channel, visit my Patreon page, and with these words, General Yanis is signing out. Stay safe out there, and bye-bye.